Much of the country is struggling under cold temps and some of that white stuff. No such troubles here at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. This crowd a few minutes ago stirred into action at the side of their Dolphins emerging from the Hard Rock Stadium tunnels, and we are ready to go as the Dolphins get set to match up with the New England Patriots. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Iowa State product, it's Kene Nwangu. And he's got some space here. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs. And that one certainly fell into the latter category. Now that deserves a couple exclamation points.
I think defensively, when you look at a play like that, that's when everyone looks at their teammates and starts shaking their heads a little bit, because now you're wondering, what are we in for? Worked all week to try and limit the big play ability that he possesses, and he winds up taking one to the house in the very first quarter. That was a tremendous run.
Yeah, he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Huntley to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look. Here's Huntley. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Jalen Phillips racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. The Patriots send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking,
touchdown Dolphins! I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they've lost 2 in a row prior to getting the open week last weekend, so potentially a chance for them to get away for a bit, heal up, and come back strong.
That's what the hope is anyway, because you're going to find out now with your team, are you still focused on being the best you can be for the rest of the season with the things going the way they have earlier this year? And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
And he's got this down to the 35. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 7 yards, the pickup there. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So that as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive. It appears they found something here in the second one.
To throw, Huntley. Forced out to his left. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to do it.
He's got a man. Complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections, and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
That catch good for only a couple. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Back to throw. Huntley. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Christian Wilkins. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Dolphins are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Now Jones. And that's caught left side by the tight end Keene. And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
Well, these guys certainly need something good to go their way because this first quarter has been something of a disaster for them trying to move the ball. But that completion there maybe can get them focused and moving in the right direction.
A quick throw out to Adams on the perimeter. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A big play there for the Patriots.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Emmanuel Ogbah there on the stop. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Throwing, Jones. Touchdown, Patriots. Davante Adams. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Patriots get a score closer. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On the give is Nwangu. And some room to run now. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kene Nwangu with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. On the return, Williams. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Pats at the line, ready to go. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
On 1st and 10, Jones. It's brought in by Harris. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. The 1st down screen pass, good for 5. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. That, Charles, the 1st interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the 1st one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, over the offseason, going into a 2nd season.
And I think the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone came around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. And this one is incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
A lot of deflated looks on that defense. It seems like they just cannot find a way to get a key stop on 3rd down. Here's another conversion, and now this offense, they're in a position to go up even further as they've got it 1st and goal.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Dolphins are able to add on to their 1st half lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the rout is on here in this 1st half. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Williams now on the return. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next? And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Another try after the first down sack. Jones into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off, and he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
After the turnover, it's Tua. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And the Pats are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. From the gun, Jones. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he goes out right around the 39. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on first and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll bring up a second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Jones on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Elsewhere on the NFL scoreboard in Dallas. And it's the Cowboys that have moved out to an early advantage. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Oh, Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked off by Byron Jones.
And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 21. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. And some strong running.
139 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. On second down, here's Nwangu.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
On first down, Tagovailoa. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Dolphins have got it on cruise control. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the rout is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Williams to return.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Now a play fake here on first down.
That's swung out wide to Harris.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Looking to throw again on second down. Jones. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
And they do have terrific starting field position, but no timeouts to work with, so they'll need to operate quickly.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 16. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
He completes it to Beckham. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Jones. And that's complete to Adams. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Now, that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to go up top for the end zone.
And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. 2nd and 10.
Back to throw again.
Quickly into the hands of Beckham.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And they're not going to get the kickoff in time. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And his kick is good. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football first as the third quarter is underway. On the return, Williams.
And they'll be backed up to start this drive. He's taken down right around the 15.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Second and 8.
Operating from the gun. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Emmanuel Ogbah that time, able to drop him for a loss. Work now for Jones and the Patriots here after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
Here's Jones, throwing on 3rd and long. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. On the return, Jackson. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. A big play there for the Dolphins.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
On first down, they'll run with Nwangu. 165 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Tua sets up to pass it. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Handoff here to Nwangu.
7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. You can already start to hear this crowd. They're saying, go for it.
Yeah, have we ever been at a game where you've heard the crowd go, field goal, field goal?
No, I have not. That's a good point.
Yeah, they always want to go for it, and I think they've got the right idea right now. The way they've moved the ball in this drive, I wouldn't stop that momentum. Go get it.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Williams now on the return.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Back to throw. Jones. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete.
And he will have a Patriots first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. Room here to run. And he'll be marked down deep on Miami's side of the field.
82 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
And you talk about great blocking up front. I don't think he was even touched, not a finger on him, until he was brought down to the ground.
I think we heard the whoosh as he went by, didn't we? Right through the gap. No one there, as you outlined. No one touched him at all. A free sprint into the secondary.
Yeah, that's what you call breaking free right there. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And now here is another interception.
Picked up by Noah Igbinoghene.
He's at the 50, the 30, 10, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, this has just been obviously a dreadful day for him throwing the football now. 4 interceptions. This one leads to 6 points going the other direction. Tough.
Yeah, it is. And this feels old school to me because you never really took out your starting quarterback back in the good old days. No matter what was going on, he was your guy, and you rode him for better or for worse. In today's football, usually we've got a backup who's warmed up and has come into the game. So you can see an old school approach here that's not really benefiting them at this point.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right? Good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Second and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Harris. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, And oftentimes, we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Caught on the right side by Adams. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Jones now off the play fake. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted.
And now the up man has it. It's a fake, and he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool him. And the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remote's clicking off right now.
47 yards rushing for him now, his first 2 carries in the ballgame.
That was excellent from start to finish, from the blocking to the running, just well executed.
And now let's look ahead because after that, how about a little play action, maybe a little bootleg, and get the quarterback out on the corner and give him a little run-pass option.
Well, they're right down here looking for 6. Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up third.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
First throw now for the backup Kaepernick. Flushed out right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Dolphins look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that will extend this big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go.
They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there. And trailing big here in this 4th quarter.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
On 2nd and 9. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Jalen Phillips. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Just 2 minutes
minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score.
And that one complete to Keene, the tight end.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Jerome Baker.
But he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Hammond. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Sanders now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Pats at the line, ready to go.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat.
Able to fight through one tackle. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. From the gun, Jones. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Looking to throw. Jones. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. And he'll be marked down deep on Miami's side of the field. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great.